Hello friends, welcome to our channel ML for Analytics and welcome to this playlist DAX ODC. So friends, if you remember in the past two videos we have covered the row context and the filter context. Now in this video I'm going to do a small exercise with you in which we will take one scenario for filter context and one scenario for row context and we'll see how it works. So friends, as you can see on my screen, I have opened the Power BI desktop and on the Power BI desktop, you can see that I have written two problems or two exercises, one for each row context and the filter context. So let's start with the filter context, and the problem statement is that using aggregation in a calculated column. So let's switch to the data view. Okay, so friends, I have opened the data view and I have selected the DIN product table. So the problem statement is that we need to use calculated column and we need to use the row context, basically the aggregation function inside the calculated column. So let's see what happens. So what I have done here is, as you can see on my screen, I have just created you can say a new calculated column. I have just created a new calculated column and this is the code for new calculated column, that is SumX fact internet sales, and I am calculating the sum of sales amount. Okay. So what do you think what would happen if I just press the yes button, OK button, and what calculations it will do? Just pause the video and try to think what number we will get for each row. Okay. So friends, the column is now calculated and as you can see that we can see same value for each column. So if you can relate why this actually happened, why we are getting the same value for each column. So basically try to understand that what we have done here is that we have taken the fact internet sales table, fact internet sales, order quantity, fact internet sales, unit price, and we are doing the sum of sales amount. But if you remember that the sales amount will only be different for each column when there is a filter context. Okay, so right now there is a row context, but there is the filter context is empty. The filter context is missing here because we studied in the filter context that there is no filter context existing at the time we are creating the calculated column. So calculated column values are calculated when the data is refreshed, or the date it is done at the refresh time of the data, not when we are building a visual. Okay, so this is done before and this is now integrated part of the model now. Okay, so that's why the filter context will always be empty and it is not able to filter for which product it has to filter the sales, so it will put the same total sales amount into each row. Okay, so in order to fix this, we'll study the advanced technique that is called context transition, which will come later. But just to let you know, just to show you, what we can do here is to get those values, we will use related table. Okay, so as I use the related table and see what has happened now. Now we have got the product sales amount, which is different for each product, means only the sales amount for that particular product in the DIN product table. So basically the blank value shows that these product didn't have any sales in the fact internet sales table, right? So that's why you can see the numbers are different. So this, you can correct this formula like this way, but just to explain you that this is the advanced behavior that is called context transition, due to which this happened, and we'll study later in this particular section that what is context transition and how it has resulted to this behavior. Now coming to our problem statement number 2, let me again switch to the report view. So friends, let's switch to the second problem now. So friends, let's switch to the second problem statement now, which is that using columns in a measure. Okay, so in this, what we are going to do, we are going to use a column name directly inside a measure, and let's see what happens. Okay, so I am creating a new measure, and as you can see here, let's give this measure a name called test, and let's directly try to use fact internet sales table, and let's try to pick some as you can see in the IntelliSense also that we are not able to see the column names here directly. So this is a measure, if you remember, with the gross margin percentage. That's why we are able to see. We can use measure directly by calling the name of the measure, but we cannot refer directly the column names. So if you want to refer, you need to use the values function or the listing function, some kind of table function if you directly want to use. So that's what I wanted to show you. Suppose you want to basically select unit price column. So you can see that this measure will give you an error because it cannot directly refer to the column name. You need to place inside some table function. Suppose if I am using values, so now it will not give an error. Or you can use inside a row context. So if you directly want to refer a column name inside a measure, you need to place it inside a table function or inside a row context. Only inside a row context you can directly refer to the column name, as you have seen in the sales amount measure that we are using the table name inside the SUMX function, then directly the column names, unit price into the total quantity. So that's why we are able to use the column name. So there has to be a row context, right? So friends, these were the two scenarios which I wanted to discuss with you. See you in another video, and in coming videos we will continue discussing about the row context and the filter context and different use cases around them. So take care and goodbye.